Welcome back once again, students. In this episode, Ian mate mainly concentrates on discussing the question paper of second year higher secondary examination, March 2021. So altogether, there are 28 questions scoring 80 marks. Let us go for the questions. You know all this whole of time. So questions 1 to 38 up to a maximum score of 80. Read the lines. Actually, the first question is from the poem Any Woman by Catherine Tyner. Any woman. And answer the questions that follow. I am the fire upon the earth. I am the fire upon the earth. I am the light of the good sun. I am the heat that warms the earth. Victuals were colder than a storm. The four-line stanza of the poem Any Woman is given. And let us see the questions. Who is the speaker of these lines? We know that a woman is the speaker of this poem, or a mother is the speaker of the poem. So 2, if you write, you will get to score 1. Then identify the figure of speech, the poetic technique used in the first line of the stanza. I am the fire upon the hearth. It is quite sure that metaphor, M-E-T-A-P-H-O-R, metaphor, an extended simile with the without as or like. As or like, it is an example of simile, S-I-M-I-L-E. So, I am the fire upon the hearth. Identify the figure of speech used in the first line of the stanza, that is metaphor, M-E-T-A-P-H-O-R. Find the image or phrase that conveys the idea of lifelessness and inactivity. Lifelessness and inactivity. Find the image or phrase that conveys the idea of lifelessness and inactivity from the poem. So, colder than a stone. Colder than a stone is actually the phrase or image which is conveying the idea of lifelessness and inactivity. Elaborate on the main idea conveyed in these 4 lines of the poem Any Woman. Let us see the ideas. The mother or the woman in a family is a fire of the hearth or stove. Without her, there is no food to eat and grow. And the woman is the light of the good sun, which sustains life on earth and warm. And the woman is the heat that warms the earth. Without the woman, the life would be inactive and lifeless. If you write this one, 2 marks will be awarded to you. Once again, I will say the concept, the idea conveyed. The mother, the woman in a family is a fire of the hearth or stove. Without her, there is no food to eat and grow. And the woman is the light of the good sun, which sustains life on earth. And the woman is the heat that warms the earth. Without the woman, the life would be inactive and lifeless. 5th question. Read the following passage. Fill in the blanks choosing the appropriate phrasal verbs from those given in the brackets and complete the passage. Actually, this is from a 3-wheeled revolution, an interview with Irfan Alam. Irfan Alam won the Business Bazaar show in 2006, but he turned down their offer of rupees 150 lakhs, rejected, turned down. Instead, he dashed the business himself, set up the business himself, set up. That is the correct answer. Now we will pass on to question number 6. The following passage has a few errors. Identify them and edit the passage appropriately. Actually, this is from the speech of Bakari Mathai. So, award receiving, Nobel Prize, Peace Award receiving speech. And there are certain errors. My inspiration come is wrong, comes from, COMES, comes from my childhood experiences and observations of nature on rural Kenya is wrong, in rural Kenya. In rural Kenya, on wrong, that should be changed into in rural Kenya. As I was growing up, I witnessed forests being cleared, not being cleared, BEEN, wrong. BEING, being cleared and replaced by commercial plantations who destroyed local. Who is wrong? Who should be cut down? Which destroyed local biodiversity and the capacity of the forest to conserve water. You see, plantations, lifeless things where we will never use who is used for representing persons, human beings. Plantations which destroyed, who is wrong, which should be replaced with who. Then seventh question, an extract from the conversation between Sudhamurthy and Ratna in Horigalu is given below. Report the conversation, reported speech. You have to write a reported speech of this one. Sudhamurthy is having this one, very important one. Ratna, don't you ever tell others the secrets you hear? Don't you ever tell the secrets? Ratna, don't you ever tell others the secrets you hear? So let us see how we will report this one. Sudhamurthy asked Ratna whether she didn't ever tell others. Whether, because it is a WH question, will be reported with if or whether. Sudhamurthy asked Ratna if she didn't ever tell others, or whether she didn't, don't will be changed into didn't she ever tell others the secret she heard. You here means Ratna heard, she heard. So Sudhamurthy asked Ratna whether she didn't ever tell others the secret she heard. Here will be changed into or converted into heard. Ratna replied that, Ratna, I consider that to be the worst kind of cheating. Ratna replied that she considered that to be the worst kind of cheating. Ratna replied that she considered, not I consider, Ratna considered, she considered that to be the worst kind of cheating. Now we will pass on to question number 8. Ajit did not give Nomida any easy time. He belittled her, made her a little creature and insulted her, using harsh words. You are Ajit's friend. Write 4 pieces of advice you would give Ajit. So the hints are given. We must use by using the expressions like. Let us see. First one, Ajit, I think you should dash dash dash. Give an advice using this expression. Ajit, I think you should have considered Nomida equal to you. Ajit, I think you should have considered Nomida equal to you. Second one, why don't you? The expression why don't you? How can we give an advice by using the expression why don't you? It's a question. So I think you should have considered Nomida equal to you. After that, you should give it as an ordinary or a statement, ordinary sentence or a statement, ends with a full stop. Second expression, why don't you? It is a question. So let us see what is the advice we can give with this question. Why don't you treat her as you treat yourself? Why don't you treat Nomida as you treat yourself? Question mark. That is all. The third one. If I were you, I would have been friendly to her. If I were you, I would have been friendly to Nomita. Full stop. Ordinary statement. Then another question, another expression. Why can't you? That is a question. Why can't you? So let us see. Why can't you hand over her letters to her? Why can't you hand over her letters to her? Question mark. So these are the four advices using the given four expressions. I think you should have considered Nomita equal to you. Why don't you treat her as you treat yourself? If I were you, I would have been friendly to Nomita. Why can't you hand over her letters to her? Now we will pass on to question number 9. In the first stanza of the poem Any Woman, the woman is considered as the fire, the light and the heat. The light of the good sun, the fire on the earth, and the heat that warms the earth. In the absence of the woman, a house will be as cold as stone. Do you agree with the statement? Write your opinion in a paragraph. 4-mark questions. At least 4 points should be there. Yes, I do. Life is impossible to a great extent in a family without the woman. Then fourth question's answers you can write as an answer. Then you will get to 4 marks. I will read the answer of the fourth question. The mother, the woman in a family, is a fire of the earth. Without her, there is no food to eat and grow. And the woman is the light of the good sun, which sustains life on earth. And the woman is the heat that warms the earth. Without the woman, the life would be inactive and lifeless. If you write like this, surely you will get 4 marks. Then we will go for the 10th question. Your class is conducting a debate on the topic environmental conservation, means protection of environment. Environmental protection is more important than economic growth. Write 4 arguments in favor or against the topic. So 4 points in favor, 4 marks. Let us see. Environment is the surrounding where we live. Without the environment, economic growth is impossible. 2 points. Environment is the surrounding where we live. Without the environment, the economic growth is impossible. Natural resources or the conservation or protection of the natural resources is better than the economic growth. 2 points, 2 marks. Without the existence, what is the use of economic growth? Humanity should be survived or existed on the earth. For that, conservation of environment is very important. Without existence, what is the use of economic growth? Environmental conservation should be in par, in balance with the economic growth. If you write like this, 4 marks you will be given. Question number 11. In the anecdote, Horigallu Sudhamurthy asked Ratna how she could solve the troubles of so many people by just listening to them. Do you think mere listening can solve problems? Write your opinion in a paragraph, at least 4 or 5 points, at least 4. Then 4 marks you will get if you write like a paragraph. Mere listening cannot solve the problem. Everyone knows that. But listening can reduce the intensity of the problems. Here comes the importance of sharing. You have 2 years given by God. Listen to the problems, worries and troubles of others patiently without any judgment. Then they will be relieved of their problems, worries and troubles. As Horigallus relieve the tired travelers' fatigue, tiredness and rejuvenate their energy to resume their journey, restart their journey. If you write like this, 4 marks you will be getting. Now we will pass on to question number 12. A discussion was held in your class on the topic domestic violence. One of your friends remarked, if you were to fight discrimination and injustice against women, we must start from the home. For if a woman cannot be safe in her own house, then she cannot be expected to feel safe anywhere. Write 4 points supporting this opinion. Let us see what are the 4 supporting opinions. A woman should be ensured safety first at home. There shouldn't be any discrimination or difference between opposite sex, means boys and girls at home. The same injustice, the same justice should be meted out to both the boys and the girls in a family. Equal opportunities and inheritance should be given to both the men and women, or both the girls and boys at home. So if you write 4 favoring opinions, you are sure to get 4 marks. In the story Matchbox, Nomida's mother keeps on writing letters to her, complaining about her hardships and misfortunes. What is your view of the character of Nomida's mother? Answer in a paragraph. That is also 4 marks questions. So 4 points or to the maximum 5 points. Nomida's mother is a widow. Even if she is poor, she was able to send her only daughter Nomida in marriage to a wealthy man called Ajit in a Bengali joint family. She used to write letters to her daughter first in a postcard demanding money, which created much problem in the house of Ajit, diminishing the status or dignity of Nomida's mother. And she started writing again letter in an envelope as to the suggestion of Nomida demanding money. So as a mother, of course, she has the right to ask her mother for financial assistance to tackle the financial problems of her day-to-day life. That is well and good. But there are certain limitations are there, or dignity or status should be preserved by the mother by asking certain financial assistance from her daughter. Okay, so like that you can just go for writing answers in a paragraph. Then we will pass on to The 14th question. I used to lift a hot pot of water off the stove, and that ditch here, Nomida in a matchbox, tries to hide her problem from other members of the family. Do you justify her action? Why? Why not? Yes, we justify her action. Very good. Because Nomida, even if not educated, she has the etiquette or public behavior. The norms of public behavior she upholds. Even if there is a problem between she and her husband, she does not want to disclose or show this quarrel or problem within husband and wife to anybody else. And she does not want to tarnish the image of her own husband, even if she quarreled with her own husband. She is actually a model and true wife. Then they asked, how did your sari has caught fire? Then she told a lie in order to hide the secret of the quarrel between herself and her husband. She told that while she was lifting up a hot pot of water off the stove, it happened. So 4 points, this is enough. You will get 4 marks because this is the crucial points. There we can just substantiate our answer. Now we will pass on to question number 15. This is from the poem Rice by Chamanam Chaku. According to the father in the poem Rice, only fools turn to rice farming for gain. However, the poet comes home eager to eat a full meal of Attikara rice. Compare the attitude of the poet and his father in the short paragraph. That is also 4-mark question. You see here, the father in the poem Rice is an ordinary farmer who does not want to work hard in the field with the mud-stained dhoti. And he wanted to get easy money by shifting from food crops to cash crops. That is the attitude of the father. But father is an uneducated man, illiterate man. But on the other hand, the son, who has done his doctorate degree in North India for making toys with the husk, after 4 years of gap coming back to eat an Attikada, his favorite meal, Attikada rice meals. Even if the son is educated, he is not ready to shift from the traditional practices and norms and practices. He sticks upon to his own tradition, and he wanted to open up more opportunities of employment to the youngsters in his village or in his state by starting or setting up a factory for making toys with the husk. Husk is the waste product after the rice is cleansed from that one. But when the farmers stopped cultivating rice and shifting to cash crops like rubbers and other cash crops, there is no availability of husk. And the narrator, the son, realizes that his doctoral degree is useless because there is no. Then he is satirically commenting that shall we beg for husk from center. That is what. If you write like that, you will get 4 marks. Then question number 16. Nomida in the story Matchbox faces many insults from her husband Ajit at last. One day she tells her sister-in-law the whole story. Prepare the likely conversation between the two women. At least 4 exchanges. 1 question, 1 answer. 1 question, 1 answer. 1 question, 1 answer. 1 question, 1 answer. 4 marks. 4 exchanges. Okay. Then sister-in-law, hey Nomida, why are you looking very gloomy? Nomida, so I am fed up with so many unnatural incidents or behavior shown by my husband Ajit. What happened? Why? What did Ajit do with you? Ajit does not hand over the letters addressed to me. Then what did you do? I was very angry and shouted at him and roared at him. Then what did he do? He told me that he will do whatever he liked. Then what did you do, Nomida? I picked up a matchbox and lighted a matchstick and applied fire to my sari. Like that, if you just construct a conversation, you will get 4 marks. Question number 17. She grabs Ajit the matchbox on the table. You see, Nomida grabs the matchbox of Ajit from the table, lights a matchstick and touches it to her sari. This is how Nomida in Matchbox responds to the humiliation, deteriorating the status of one's identity of her husband. What is your opinion of Nomida's impulsive action? Actually, that was an impulsive action. Grabbing the matchbox of Ajit from the table and applying fire to her sari. Write your answer in a paragraph. That is also 4 marks question. Let us see. What is the answer will be there? Any woman in that impulsive situation would have done like that one. But since Nomida is a responsible and a model wife, she could have at least controlled her emotion and would have behaved meekly in a controlled manner. But even then, the action can be sometimes substantiated as a good action, at least to give a lesson or at least to teach Ajit a lesson that he should not go to extremes. Sometimes Nomida will explode like a bomb in such a situations, which would be a reminder for Ajit to control his behavior and attitude towards Nomida. So this will fetch you 4 marks. We'll pass on to question number 18. I know that if I take this money from John Gracia, I do a dishonorable thing. These words clearly show that Robert Baldwin will never be influenced by any financial offers. Prepare a brief character sketch of Baldwin. Very good. 5 marks question. At least 1 page answer. Or 10 sentences at least you must write. Robert Baldwin in the story The Hour of Truth by Percival Wilde is an honest protagonist of the story. Even if he has a son and a daughter and an unemployed wife, Martha, he is not afraid of life. He continues his life with a meager income as a government employee working in the bank run by Gracia, John Gracia. He is an honorable man. Finally, the bank broke out due to misappropriation of bank depositors' money by the employer John Gresham. Consequently, the bank was closed down and Robert Baldwin turned out to be an unemployed person. No income, how to lead a life. But he gets a call from the employer John Gresham to visit him at the prison. He went and Robert Baldwin was bribed with $100,000 for telling a lie. Just 3 words, I don't remember, in the court for the trial. If that means Robert Baldwin had not been an honest man, he would have received $100,000 is a huge sum, a large amount. He could have received the money and he would have started a new business, but he did not yield to that temptation of bribery. So he said no. Finally, the family members scolded him and They rebuked him and they persuaded him to accept the money and start a very comfortable and luxurious life. Even to the temptation of his family members also, Robert Baldwin did not yield to. Finally, Marshall, by listening to the honesty of Robert Baldwin, coming out to his house and offering a better job opportunity with a highly paid and honesty was rewarded. If you write like this, you are ready to get 5 scores. Question number 19 in the story, amigo brothers. The announcer turned to the winner and found himself alone in the boxing ring. Aminam, the champions had already left the ring. Imagine that you were the announcer. What would he announce in this situation? Write the likely announcement. So, the announcement here. You are the announcer. What would you like? Look at the friendship of both Antonio Cruz and Felix Vargas. So they are the amigo brothers, boon companions. So their cherished vision is to become lightweight champions. Even if they were made to fight against each other to be qualified for the professional lightweight championship, they fought against themselves, but they did not give up their friendship. Finally, after fighting, at the last round of the fighting, they came to realize that both were the true champions. And they did not wait for the announcement of the winner. They left the ring arm in arm as good friends. This is the announcement. 5 marks you can. Then 20th question, it is from Horigalu. God has given me Ratna's dialogue. God has given me 2 years to listen to others. I hear them out with sympathy and without judgment. These are the words of Ratna in Horigalu. What do you think are the qualities of a good listener? Well, 5 qualities you just write, you are ready to get to 5 marks. You see, a good listener must be a patient person. He should have patience, a patient listener. And the listener should not have any prejudices against the person who is listening to. And he should be sympathetic, and he should not have any kind of judgment against the person, and he should be impartial. These are the qualities. Now we will pass on to question number 21. Those who whine day and night to hold out their palms to their son-in-law, they are high-class people. A dung picker's daughter becomes a queen. This is how Ajit responds to Nomida in the story Matchbox. When she called him a vulgar woman, what do you think of the character of Ajit? Write a brief sketch of his character. You may use the hints given below. Ajit is a highly egoist person. He does not listen to others. He thinks that he is superior to others. He wants us to safeguard his ego, I, myself. And having prejudice against other people, especially against his wife. He thinks that Nomida is a dung picker's daughter. And her mother is a widow, always demanding money for. And very often, whenever Ajit gets chances, he tries to insult his wife Nomida, but fears the inner fire. But he is afraid of the inner fire, means angry of Nomida, and Ajit always tries to keep the image of himself as a gentleman. That is why Nomida's mother also considers his son-in-law is a gentleman. So like that, if you express, you will get to the question number 22. According to recent studies in our country, every 4 minutes, one woman faces domestic violence. In Matchbox, we get glimpses of this reality. After reading the story Matchbox, you decided to write about the hardships of Nobita in your personal blog on online diary. Prepare a blog post. You may use the following hints. Struggles of Nobita. Nobita is humiliated and belittled by Ajit, that you can write. What are the challenges she faces? She does not get the letters addressed to her. And Ajit tears open the letters and he does not even hand over the letters to her. Lack of identity. She does not have an identification as a woman or as a wife. And the humiliation, most of the time she is getting humiliated from the attitudes and the speech and the conversation of her husband Ajit. If you try up all these ideas, you will get more points and you can write. This is 6 mark questions, at least 1.5 pages you must write for that one. Question number 23, profile of our recent film director K.R. Sachidanandan. So K.R. Sachidanandan, the renowned recently entered a new film director, Sachidanandan, who is properly or dearly called Sachi. He was born on 25th December 1972 in Kodingallur at Thrissur district. And he was started his career as a screenwriter and a director of films and finally producer. Then he is an advocate also. His first movie directed was Anarkali, released on 2015. And his most prominent movie is Ayyappanam Koshiyam, released in 2020. And he unfortunately died on 18th June 2022. Like that, if you write, you will get 6 marks. Question number 24. Imagine you are studying in a residential school. The woman in the poem, Any Woman, evokes in you memories of your mother with whom you have quarreled for silly things. This bothers you a lot. Write an email to your mother telling how much you miss her. You are understanding the feelings of a mother in the poem Any Woman. And there you are apologizing your mistakes and you are asking sorry for quarreling with your mother. So if you write, you will get 6 marks. Next question number 25. We lost all our money and our dreams. The poor farmer responded to the news of the collapse of the bank in the hour of the truth. You are from Daily News and you wish to highlight the plight of such depositors. Write your report in around 80 words, at least 1.5 pages. And you are writing, highlighting the plight of write your report about the collapse of the bank and losing the money of the depositors of the bank. Gather up more points, write out 1.5 pages and you will get 6 scores. Then question number 26, Wangari Maathai is the first African woman to receive the Nobel Prize for Peace. Prepare a profile using the hints. So very clear it is in the textbook. You just prepare those points. And she was born on 1st April 1940. Kenya, founder of a Green Belt movement for afforestation, environmental activist, Kenyan politician, writer, and awards Light Livelihood Award in 1984, Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, that is in 2004, and contributed to sustainable development and democracy and peace. With that, you can just wind up that 26th profile writing. Question number 27. The poem Rise, we see the poet return to his will after 4 years of research in North India, hoping Allah at least to eat Atikara rice at home. However, this did not happen. His father had stopped rice farming and had become a rubber planter. Unhappy, the poet writes an email to his friend about his disappointment. Email to your friend about your disappointment. Hello, friend. I was very much disappointed because I came with the wish of eating an Atikara meal, Atikara rice meal. After 4 years ago, my father that means the Keralites, including my father, stopped farming. So like that, you can just write 6 marks. Question number 28. Several households in our city, in our country, are miserable, lacking good food and other basic needs. It is high time that we did what we can to help them. As a responsible citizen, write a letter to the editor, a formal letter. Look at the format of a formal letter, and prominently voicing your concern. Prepare the letter. It's an official letter. And what are the miserable conditions several households in our country face, without a toilet facilities, without hygienic drinking water and proper residences, good food, like that you can just write down. Now we'll pass on to question number 29. Read the passage given below. It's an outside unseen passage. Nirtha Fadarkar is Bharatanatyam. Fatnanagar, Nekha Patnagar is a Bharatanatyam dancer whose Delhi-based Sarvam Foundation has brought the joy of dance to the lives of many underprivileged children. The initiative was founded in 2012 with the purpose of bringing the classical arts to all, from the girl child in the slum to the corporate executive in the glass tower. I was socially conscious and sensitive to the disparity around us. This led me to start teaching unprivileged girls in the rudiments of Bharatanatyam. The future looks brighter for the Sarvam girls as for the Nega, taking small but assured steps also. Find out the word in the passage which means inequality. Disparity is the word. Who is the founder of Sarvam? Nekha Bhatnagar. What prompted the dancer to start such an initiative? So the purpose of that means the initiative was founded with the purpose of bringing the classical arts to all, from the girl's child in the slum to the corporate executive in her glass tower. That is all. What prompted the dancer to start such an initiative? Let me to start with the teaching underprivileged girls the rudiments of Bharatanatyam. Do we need more such initiatives in our society? Sure. In order to balance different sets of people equal to, and give them entertainment to showcase their talents, like that, you can just write down. Then question number 33. When did the foundation begin its activities? The year is given in the passage. You can write to that one. Question number 34. A webinar is conducted by the English Club of your, that is 8-mark questions. Please unlist 22 pages of answer. Points you must furnish. A webinar is conducted by the English Club of your school on the topic 21st century Indian women and challenges they face in society. As a member of the club, you are asked to make a speech on the topic. Prepare the script of your speech. Respected principal, teachers, and my dear students, I am in front of you. I am proud to be in front of you to deliver a talk on the topic 21st century Indian women and the challenges they face in the society. So you can gather up more points taking from 3 years of women empowerment and the humiliation and domestic violence faced by Nomida from Matchbox, and the selfless love attributed by the mother in the poem Any Woman, and Horigallu, there also the women characters. You can just gather more points and add at least to the 2.5 pages you write. 8 mark is sure for you too. Then question number 35. Irfan Alam, the founder of chairman of Samman Foundation, came out with an innovative idea and transformed it into a business model. You come to know about the vacancy for the post of an accountant vacancy in Samman Foundation. Prepare an application for the post. Job application, so many models are there, and attach your resume, biodata, accountant. So prepare. Detailed is 8 marks. First, and job application letter by highlighting your efficiency, experience, and educational qualifications, your interest, taste as an accountant, and selfless service you are ready to render as an accountant, and furnish your biodata, name, age, and educational qualifications, experience as an accountant, your hobby, your taste, and your contributions, and what you would like to contribute as an accountant in a foundation like Saman Foundation. Question number 36. Antonia and Felix in the story, Amico brothers, share a single dream, that is to lightweight champions, to become the lightweight champions. However, at the end of the boxing championships, they left the ring before the announcement of the winner. Prepare a writer for the spirit of friendship portrayed in the story. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Actually, they gave much importance to their sincere and dedicated friendship rather than being a victor or a defeated. Okay, so like that, there are many points I discussed in the previous questions related to Amico brothers. You can gather up and write them. At least 200 enough pages for 8 marks. Question number 37, 8 mark question. Nomina in the story Matchbox is often insulted and humiliated by her husband Ajit. Sometimes she hurts her feelings very much. Imagine that Nomina means death. Nah. A human Horigallu from Horigallu. The character mentioned in Horigallu, and she narrates the incidents of her life with Ajit to death. Prepare a likely narrative, a narration of Nomida about her insult and humiliation suffered under her husband Ajit to death. So you can, more examples are there. And the final question. Read the poem given below. Compare the poem with any woman written by Catherine Taylor. Clear as sunshine, sweet as nectar, simile. Clear as sunshine, sweet as nectar. Nectar means honey. So these are the two examples of simile. One who gets a mother's love is a true lover. So which is talking about the selfless and sincere and dedicated love of a mother in the poem. A comparison with the. Then let us see other. It is mystic yet unmisted. Mother's love is mysterious beyond our imagination and thinking, yet unmisted without any kind of selfishness. Pristine and pure like God's love. No one can deny this. Nobody can deny this. I surely assure mother's love is like God's love. Let us see the rhyme scheme. Misted pure, A, B. This, C, assure, B. A, B, C, B. That is the same rhyme scheme followed in this one. Here her tears flow, mother's tears flow for my slightest wave. The sun paints a little, mother cries and her tears are flowing. Her smiles and joy for my smallest triumph. Even if I as a son or a daughter get a small victory in my life, mother smiles limitlessly and her joy is limitless. Here is also A, B, C, B. She starves for me. Even if there is no food, mother feeds the children and she is starving. And mother gives me heaven and mother accepts hell. Opposite, contradictories. The showers of her love bring joy in my way. She is giving joy to my life. This unselfishness I can never repay. A, B, C, P, same. I can never repay this, I assure. I cannot never repay the love given by mother. This unselfish, yes, for her love is godly. The mother's love is God's love. Pristine and pure, which is very noble and pristine, very holy. So, written by Devisha Mishra and Catherine Taylor, a comparison. With that also 2.5 pages with the poetic devices and your own personal experience. Hope you will be best A+ scorer and we'll pray for you. Thank you.